Hello everyone. I will start to talk about how to solve the problem 2. For this kind of problems, we need to prove that the language is not regular. When we want to prove a language is not regular, what do we need to do? First, we want to try to write a DFA for this language, but we found the number of states for this DFA is infinity. So in this, if this language satisfies this requirement, it means that this language is not regular. And because we cannot draw a DFA with infinite number of states. And for this language, intuition is not regular, right? Because we need to memorize the number of the 0 and the number of 1. And the number of 0 equals to 2n, and the number of 1 equals to n. And this n can be an infinite number. But how do we prove this? We can see this is right, but we need to prove it. First, we need to find for alien two arbitrary strings. If we can find if there exists a string z and x and z and y and z concatenate with each other, it becomes xz or and yz. And only there will be two situations. This language accept xz and reject yz, and it reject xz and accept yz. It means these two strings xy is distinguishable. So we need to find some strings that are distinguishable. If these two strings are distinguishable, after the language, the DFA have this x or y as the input, they cannot be in the same state, because if they are in the same state, the remaining input will be z, but only one of the xz and yz will be accepted. So if we only the input string is only x or y, they must arrive in the different state. So in this situation, we can say x and y is distinguishable. So we need to find a set of such kinds of strings. It will be called the fulling set. Fulling set will consist of many distinguishable strings. So for these problems, if we can say assume f is 0 star, and x will be 0, or f will be the 0 star, and x is 0i, and y is 0j. And this is non-negative. It will be arbitrary non-negative integers. And I is not equal to j. And we can, for this z, we want to find some z. It can be 0i and 1i. So because we want to satisfy a requirement, only one of the xz and yz will be accepted. So xz will be 0 to y, 1i, which is in the language, right? Belong to the language, and yz will become 0i plus j, 1i. So obviously it's not belong to the language L because because I plus j is not equal to the 2i. So in this case, we found that this f is a Fooling state because in this state, if we use this 0 star to find some two arbitrary string like the x and y, we can find a corresponding z and satisfy the requirement. Only one of the xz and yz will be accepted. So this will be the Fooling state, and you can see this 0 star, the Fooling state or 0 star is infinity. So this L cannot be regular. You can write f is Fooling state here. Is a Fooling state for L. So now the proof is done.